No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Ow, 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 ow. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. We're going all the way so you can score more for your trade-in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV today. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
It's time for the Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Western Collective Studios. Head down to Western Collective's locations in Garden City or downtown Boise to try some of their delicious beers, including the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the first beer to support an NIL collective. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News.
Well, what a game at the Spectrum. The play of the game, maybe the play of the year for Utah State. They get the roll, the call, and it goes in. Count it. A three-pointer for Utah State. Ian Martinez gets the bounce, the roll of his life. What a shot for Utah State. They make the free throw. The crowd going crazy, just incredible. Boise State had a last-second chance. Alvaro Cardenas, a three, and that'll do it. It rims back, and Boise State falls in unbelievably brutal fashion. 81-79, Boise State falls. And bring on the haters. I'm sure all the haters will be out in full force saying Boise State gave that one away. They blew the game. Terrible loss. Those of you asking about timeouts, by the way, Leon Rice never does that. You don't let your defense set up a play there. They don't call timeouts very often in that situation. We'll ask Leon Rice about it, but he usually doesn't. You don't want to give the defense a chance to set up in that situation. Utah State celebrates. 81-79, Boise State falls in a super tough atmosphere and game, one of the loudest atmospheres I've ever seen in my 12 years covering Boise State basketball. Just an insane atmosphere. Boise State was up by 13 in the second half. Utah State, I don't know how many three-pointers they hit. Literally as the shot clock was going out, the buzzer was going down. And their fans are leaving here feeling great after a huge comeback win for Utah State. My name is BJ Rains. Welcome to the post-game show here. This is the Jacksons Postgame Show. We're going to have Leon Rice. We're going to have some players join us. And, man, that was a super Super tough when there. No need to call a timeout. It's a risk either way. You're letting a shot blocker into the game. Their best defensive guys don't call a timeout. Let them be confused. Yep. That's why they don't do it. Leon Rice will say the same thing. You don't give your defense a chance to get set in that situation. You just go. You trust in 7 seconds you can get a play done there. And man, that is a tough one for Boise State. So I would say more times than not, you don't see teams call timeout there. You don't want to let them get a play set up. You trust your veteran point guard. You got 3 seniors on the floor. And Ian Martinez gets the roll. A huge 3-pointer for him. And that was unbelievable. I've got another angle here from further up in the crowd. I'll see if I can get that one in here. Just a crazy finish. Boise State had a chance, and they fall 81-79. And as I said, here come the haters. Not even sniffing the NIT, let alone the big dance team. If you didn't watch that game and be encouraged by what you saw from Boise State, then just stop watching the show right now, okay? We're not doing this tonight, all right? That was a number 25 ranked team in the country in a sellout atmosphere, an insane game tonight. That might have been Boise State's best game of the season. So I'm sorry. If you're going to come on here and hate and be negative and say that put them in the CBI, just, sell your tickets for the rest of the season. Don't come. Stop watching the shows. If you're a paying subscriber, feel free to get your money back for the rest of the year and stop watching the shows, because that was if you watch that game and you thought that your thought after that game was Boise State's heading to the CBI, I don't know what to tell you, man. I am sorry. No, not giving participation trophies. It's a loss is a loss. It's the same as a 20-point loss, but in that atmosphere, in that situation, I think it's certainly encouraging moving forward. You're now 4-2 in the league. You're 12-5. The losses are starting to mount up. It was not you never like to lose. I'm not going to say it was a quote unquote good loss, but if that the team that played tonight could easily go on a big winning streak, could easily win the Mountain West tournament. I mean, that team looked like an NCAA tournament team tonight. So if you want to come on here and that's your first thing is just to rip and say the season's over because they lost on a crazy 3-pointer with 7 seconds left that bounced in, I mean, I'm sorry, get out of here. So 100% looked like a tournament team tonight. Need to win games now. Agree? Totally agree. Played a good game. So disappointing. Let's see what else. Never seen a fan base so content with losing. Okay. All right, AP. Let's see. I'm just going to skip over that. Good game, heartbreaking. Javen Buchanan's dad watching the postgame show here. So a nice reminder, folks, that you got players, parents, others watching the game here and are watching the show. And so just keep that in mind. But Alvaro Cardenas misses the 2 free throws, comes down and hits the huge 3-pointer. Huge 3-pointer, puts Boise State up with there was 12.2 seconds left. You had the 3-pointer from Cardenas. You're feeling pretty good about things, and then again, what can you do? The ball rolls around, goes in, and Boise State falls in excruciating fashion. Certainly not going to blame the officials tonight. They had a tough game to officiate. The crowd was into it from the start. The student section was into it. Every call, but either Leon was complaining or they were complaining. It certainly felt like there may have been a call or two affected by the crowd, but Boise State did not lose the game tonight because of the officials. And you can always count on the Leon can't win the big games, folks, to come back in the chat. Thanks, Boise Ralph fan. Not sure you've ever commented, and then there you are with that one. So the crowd was rocking. Yes, it was. In my 12 years covering the team, that was one of the loudest atmospheres, maybe the loudest atmosphere in my 12 years covering the team. It was super loud. Buchanan is a baller. Yes, he is. Brock, the comment of the day right here. If you think this team is bad after that game, you're just a moron. This is folks are on here wanting Leon to be fired, Dan. They can't win the big. You want to give a comment? They can't win the big game. They're ready to. Dan Dickow wants to come on and say something about Leon Rice here. I would love for you to take a look at these. You don't even have to if you don't want to. But you can take a look at all these comments. There are folks in the chat, Dan Dickow, asking for Leon Rice. Got to go because he can't win the big game. They're saying that they won't sniff the NIT, let alone the tournament, after watching that game. Your take?
That's just completely false. I mean, Leon is a tremendous coach. He's done a tremendous job. To have a chance to win this in this building, year in and year out is difficult to do. Spectrum Magic. It happens in Boise's favor many times in Boise at Extra Mile. It happens for San Diego State at Viejas. This is an unbelievably difficult league to win on the road in. They had their chances. Just unfortunately, Utah State shot 80% from the field in the second half.
All right, well, we got to get Tyson on here. We appreciate you, Dan. Thanks so much for jumping on. Tyson Degenhardt's going to join us. Tyson Degenhardt's going to sit down and join us here. Last thing Tyson probably wants to do is jump on and talk to me. But, Tyson, I mean, that was as loud, as crazy as an atmosphere in my 12 years covering the team here, and you guys battled right there to the final buzzer. How tough was that one?
I mean, being up 2 with 10 seconds to go, probably the worst case scenario that you could have, foul a three-point shooter and they make it. It stings because we showed a lot of grit in that game, and I think we played really, really hard, and ultimately it was our defense in the second half. We just didn't get enough stops down the stretch.
How much was how do you feel about battling the crowd and the atmosphere? And you guys kept battling all the way there in the second half, and what I would say is a super hostile crowd.
It was a great crowd. It was one of those games that you love to be a part of and would have loved to gotten the win tonight, but just unfortunately on the other side of it.
What you guys hit the three. There's 9 seconds left. They call timeout. What are you guys kind of expecting there at that point?
Some sort of, I don't know. We knew some sort of pin down for either Martinez or Falslev. I just didn't get through that one, and that one's on me.
What can you say about this team battling back and I would say even though you lost, you have to feel what the battle and the resilience that you guys showed. I mean, you're going to know you're going to have a chance to win pretty much every game you play the rest of the season if you play like that.
Yeah, I mean, we showed we can compete with the best of them. It's unfortunate. This is probably one of those games we're going to look back and we wish we would have gotten, but all you can do is just learn from it now and put it behind us. And we're not going to let this game define what our season's going to be. And so we're just going to keep chugging along and keep doing what we're doing.
Season high 14 made threes tonight for the team, 14 of 26. I know you guys said it would come. You were 5 of 7 yourself. I mean, you guys said you guys were a better shooting team than we saw. Is this obviously something to build on tonight from the outside shooting?
For sure. We knew we had it in us. But the stat, like going looking at the stat sheet, they shot 80% in the second half. And you're not going to win a lot of games doing that. So, it's just one of those games that was a lot of fun to be in and just wish we were on the other side of it.
Is this the craziest in the Mountain West? I know the Pit next week, you have San Diego State, but with their students and the amount of them and how loud they're, for a lot of these fans that weren't at this game tonight, how do you describe what it's like playing here?
It's one of the best atmospheres you could ever ask for as a college basketball player. It's one of those places that you can check off a box and say that you played there, and it's just one of the best atmospheres in the country.
You guys did win the rebounding battle tonight. I know it's hard to take positives away when you have that happen, but is there, like I said, some things you can take away from this, moving forward?
Absolutely. We did a good job sharing the ball. We made a lot of shots. We've been needing that, and there's been some games where we haven't made a ton of them, but it's good to see the ball go through the hole a couple times. And ultimately, we're gonna have to get better defensively. They shot 61% from the game. That's way too high, especially for a team of our caliber that we know we can play better than that. And so we're just gonna have to keep getting better.
And it did seem like they hit 3 or 4 though, right there at the end of the shot clock, and that one bounced in. I know they all count the same, but you guys, played great defense for 28 seconds at times, just not 30.
And that's the hard part is we'd play good for 28, 29 seconds, and they make one at the buzzer, and that's just kind of the way the game went. Just a tough one overall.
And I know you're probably going to say it doesn't matter, but to move into 6th all-time in scoring now and past the great Abe Jackson, 22 points for you. You've got your 3-point shot going as well. Is it you feel like in a losing effort at least you're proud with the way you played?
Not necessarily, especially on the defensive end. You can talk about offense all you want, but ultimately defense wins you championships. And my defense tonight wasn't good enough, wasn't where it needed to be. Definitely a lot of plays that I look back on and wish I would have, been one step up or, just been a little bit better defensively. That's what the team needs, and I'm going to need to get a lot better defensively to, get to where we want to go.
And quick turnaround, you got a Tuesday game against Wyoming, Friday at New Mexico, then at Colorado State next week. This is a big stretch for you guys. You got to turn the page here pretty quickly.
Yeah, with the short turnaround, it'll be quick. Obviously, we played Wyoming a couple weeks ago, so we're pretty familiar still. So that'll be good. But we just got to, put this one in the past, take the positives from it, learn from the negatives, and move on to Tuesday.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Heck of an effort and losing effort, and good luck on Tuesday
Thank
against
you.
Wyoming. There he is. We appreciate Tyson Degenhart for joining us. Leon Rice is going to make his way over shortly as well after Boise State falls in this one. Again, the final score, 81-79. Boise State falls 81-79 in excruciating fashion in this one. And the last thing Leon Rice wants to do is have to talk about it for another 5 minutes, but he's nice enough to join us here on the Jacksons Postgame Show. Coach, a lot of positives to take away except for the final score. The way you guys battled in this one, I mean, in my 12 years covering the team, I'm not sure I've been in a crazier atmosphere, a louder environment tonight, and you guys battled literally to the final buzzer.
And we did some great things, and they got to give Utah State some credit. Martinez made some, the shots he made at the end of the shot clock, we contested pretty darn good. And, he made that big shot at the end of the game. So proud of our guys. But, our offense, the way we attacked that zone, we did a great job with it. Too many shot clock violations because the communication in here was pretty rough. And I think our guys, we didn't have enough awareness of that. We did a better job in the second half. I don't think we had any, and we made some buzzer, after you moved them around a little bit. But, you can't have the numbers that they had in the second half, 80% from the field, and expect to win on the, consistently. Our defense has to get a lot better. And, our offense was good enough, and our response was good enough. Our toughness was good enough. We've been a great free throw shooting team, and we left some points there that on the road in a game like that, you need every one of them. And I was proud of our guys, the way we held up, the way we battled, the way we, did some things. But you got to tip your hat to Utah State for, and the clutch shots that they made. We changed defenses on them a few times.
Yeah.
And they adjusted and made big shots,
Alvaro missed those 2 free throws, but he comes back and hits the 3. And he had told us the other day that he had a similar shot, playing for San Jose, and had missed it a couple of years ago. And he hits that 3, and you're looking good. And then they call timeout, and then just the roll of that young man's life to get it to roll in there. What'd you see on that kind of final sequence?
Well, first thing, what we wanted to do was we came out and we wanted to see what they were in and get a timeout. And I'm yelling it as loud as I could. I guess I should have done the NFL thing and just ran down the sideline, because before they handed him the ball, I was trying to take a timeout. And, we knew Martinez and Falslev were going to be the guys that touched it, and especially Martinez. And we were just late getting there. And, he made a tough shot, and I don't know, they called the foul on it. And away we go. And
I know some fans were asking, but typically that's not your style to call a timeout there. But what is I think you had one left after they made the free throw. Yeah. What's kind of your thought process there to let your seniors kind of go and not let them get set up on D?
Exactly. We didn't want to let them get set, and we had a play called already. And so, now we didn't execute as good as we can. And, but when I saw what I saw, I was still trying to tell. It's just, in this place, you can't get them because the coach can call timeout, and I'm yelling it at the top of my lungs because I wanted to see if we were going to get that play, and they did a good job handling it. And then, there was enough time where once you got it up advanced, you could have called timeout, but they couldn't hear us. And, I would have liked to have that one, no doubt. But, it's if you have to go length of the court against a set defense, it's gonna be a lot harder. Yeah. So I wanted to get it advanced, then be able to take one, but it fell on deaf ears.
You win the rebounding battle. You hit 14 threes a season high today. That's 2 games in a row where your offense has really been clicking. I know there's no moral victories, but you got to feel like any game you play here the rest of the season, you guys are gonna have a great chance to win.
Yeah, but only if our defense gets a lot better.
Yeah,
we got to get our defense up to standard, and we've been a great defensive team, and we've been working a lot, and we prepared a lot against their zone. I thought we handled it really well, and did some great offensive things. We did enough offensively to win that game. We didn't do enough defensively to win the game.
And obviously a quick turnaround with Wyoming on Tuesday, and then 2 games on the road next week. How do you guys turn the page and try to regroup here?
Yeah, that's the challenge. Whether you win or lose, you got to be able to regroup. You got to be able to respond, and these guys do. And we got to be able to get our defense better in a hurry, because it's not good enough. We won the league because of great defense. We've been in contention, to win titles because of great defense, and our defense is not at our standard right now.
Well, safe travels back, Coach. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thanks.
Thank you, Coach. Leon Rice, appreciate him for joining us tonight. 81-79. Again, the final tonight. Boise State falls, and as Coach Rice said, Utah State shoots 60% for the game. And Javen Buchanan's nice enough to join us here quickly. We're going to bring him in as well. 81-79. Javen Buchanan, a nice late addition here real quick. Javen, appreciate you for jumping on. I know your dad's watching. He just commented, your first experience at playing a big-time road, atmosphere here in the Mountain West. This place was pretty electric tonight.
Yeah, it was, for sure. They definitely did their job on the fan side, for sure.
How hard did that make it, man? Like a couple shot clock violations, just felt like communication wasn't easy in a game like this.
Yeah, it's not easy, and we knew that coming into it. Second half was a little bit better, but definitely in the first half we had some shot clock violations simply just because we couldn't hear.
Second half, you're up 13. Was it just the crowd, them hitting big shots? I mean, I think they shot 80%. I mean, what was it about your guys' defense? You just really couldn't get any stops when you needed them in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we got to work on, and I mean, that's the reason we lost. So we got to get back to the drawing board. We got a quick turnaround. So, but I know we can fix it. So I'm super proud of how we fought. Obviously, no moral victories, but I'm really confident we'll get back to it.
I know it's your first year in the program here, but the defense has won this team championships before. I mean, defense is a staple of this program. Coach Burns and that defense, like how tough is that? I guess when that's what this program is built on, and in a game like this, it really obviously affects the outcome.
I mean, yeah, it's tough, but that's the reason why everyone's come here, because that's what gets it done. We trust Coach Burns. We just gotta get a lot better on that.
I know there's no moral victories, but I mean, do you leave here at all encouraged about future games with the way you played offensively and how you did handle the atmosphere and stuff? I mean, there's not going to be too many games the rest of the season where you're not going to feel pretty confident you have a chance to win.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal, to always stay confident, no matter if I go 0 for 10 or have a game like this today. But I mean, you can't really control the outcome, but this one just stings.
How tough was speaking of stings, that 5th foul you got called for there late in the game?
Yeah, and it was so loud I didn't even hear it. I thought he just laid it up, and then they called me for my foul. But yeah, it's partly on me. I just got to clean up the fouls and just more technique and stuff like that.
Well, hey, man, quick turnaround too. Like, you guys got to put this behind you pretty quickly for Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this game. We get another opportunity. We got a lot more opportunities. We'll see them again. So, we just got to get a lot better in the next few days.
Safe travels back, man. Appreciate you. Nice game. 13 points, Javen Buchanan. Appreciate him for joining us. Thanks to our man Jordan for helping us out, man, from the sports information department over there at Boise State. Again, only spot you're going to see live interviews with Coach Rice and a couple of players. I saw somebody on there saying earlier, why am I ripping on fans for being negative or something? Does that make me a fan? No, it makes me a realist. If Boise State deserves to be ripped or Leon Rice deserves to be ripped, I will 100% say it when necessary. That is not a game. I'm a realist. That's what it is. I think that anyone that actually watched that game and their reaction was Boise State's going to the CBI, that's laughable. So if you want to say that makes me a fan because I am not going to say this was some crucial loss, then I guess that's what it is. I mean, it was super loud tonight. That's the first place team. That's a ranked top 25 team. And Boise State, battled the entire game and had the lead. And that's super encouraging. I think you saw that. Like, you see the way Boise State played and hung tough tonight. Like, the pit won't be that loud. San Diego State won't be that loud. Like, Boise State can go win any game they play the rest of the season. I mean, that's 2 games in a row where the offense has played good. So, again, I'm not going to – is there certain things we can, criticize? You heard why Leon didn't call the timeout. If you want me to rip on them for not calling the timeout, like, sorry. The head coach said they didn't want to let them set their defense. That's why. And he doesn't typically do that. So they're not going to they're not going to call the timeout in that spot. That's just something they haven't done over the years. So Did they play great in the second half? No, they gave up a 13-point lead. But am I going to, rip them and say that's 100% coaching? Like, please let me know what Leon Rice did in the second half that cost them the game. Utah State shot 80%. I mean, the defense was bad. Yes, the defense was not good, but they hit some tough shots. I mean, that's just the defense obviously has to improve. But me personally, I didn't watch that game and go, that's the team that's CBI bound. I watched that team and said, man, that's a game I would have loved to have had if I'm Boise State or a Boise State fan, but I'm super encouraged that they played like that and battled like that on the road and, now have a chance to be in any game they play. I mean, there's no game they have the rest of the season where you're going to go in there and go, they have no chance to win this game. They hit 14 threes. It's just funny. That shot goes in and they lose, and it's like Leon's a terrible coach. They win that game. Oh, he's like, that shot misses. That shot rolls around for 3 seconds and falls off, and he's all of a sudden a great coach. Like, I just don't understand sometimes the back and forth. This game is not the game you criticize Leon. Totally agree. But there's the small percentage of fans that's what they want to do, and they want to, they wait for these games. They wait for these games to happen, and they just jump in, and that's it. And so, did they play a perfect game? No. I mean, the defense is not good. You heard Leon Rice say it himself. Like, the defense is terrible. But I don't know what people are wanting me to say, like that Leon Rice should be fired because Utah State shot 80% and hit 4 shots with 1 second left on the shot clock. Like, the defense wasn't good. It has to get better. The defense has to get better for this team to do what they want to do. But I was also very encouraged with a lot of what I saw. They won the rebounding battle. They hung tough. They hit some big shots, and they had the lead till 7 seconds left in the game. So it's a heartbreaking loss for Boise State. It's one that you certainly wish you could have back if you're a Boise State fan or a Boise State player. No doubt about it. That is a loss you would love to have back if you're Boise State, but you don't, and you got to have a quick turnaround to Wyoming. We'll take some more of your comments. We'll keep this going. Got to thank a few sponsors real quick. Western Collective, the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the Orange Chaos Seltzer are available from Western Collective, and a portion of the proceeds go to benefit the Horseshoe Golden Ale. So sip on a couple of those for the rest of your Saturday night, and after that tough one, Western Collective, the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the Orange Chaos Seltzer, and go visit their brewery in Garden City. Our title sponsor is roepaint.com, roepaint.com. Our title sponsor is roepaint.com. All your painting needs, the interior, exterior painting, roepaint.com. Check them out, roepaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union, iccu.com. Idaho Central Credit Union, iccu.com. All your banking needs, hit up Idaho Central Credit Union, iccu.com. Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Bauscher Real Estate. When you buy or sell a home with Matt, you get to meet everybody in that picture there because they are just so the staff and everybody is just so friendly, and I just love working with Matt and his team. I know everybody has 5 realtors in this town, but I highly recommend Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, BauscherRealEstate.com, and Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Locations across the Treasure Valley, Magic Valley, state of Idaho. They've even got one here in Logan, Utah. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Download that Skip app. Get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line at shopridleys.com. Snake River Pool and Spa, patio and game, thespateam.com. Whether you're looking for a spa, a pool table, a sauna, they got you covered. Snake River Pool and Spa, thespateam.com. Highly recommend thespateam.com, Snake River Pool and Spa, and we appreciate their support of Bronco Nation News. We are live here taking your comments on the postgame show, the Jacksons postgame show after Boise State falls in really tough fashion. Here's another angle of that three-pointer, by the way, from the crowd. That thing may have bounced about 6 times before it fell in the net. Kurt, not denying that. Just saying the dance may not be in the cards this year. I'm not predicting this team is going to the NCAA tournament. You've already got 5 losses, and you still have 15 games left, and they don't have a lot of marquee wins yet. So, no, I am not coming on and saying that Boise State is an NCAA tournament team, but I'm also not going to say they're not. A lot can happen. You can win the Mountain West tournament. You can, go on a big run here. This was like I said, 12 years covering the team, probably the best atmosphere I've ever seen. Loud crowd. They were into the game. Tremendous students, great fans. They did a great job. So I give the students, I give the fans a ton of credit They brought it tonight, and that's why I've been on the Boise State fans at times for being louder and doing more, because they can directly change a game like this. There were calls that could have gone either way that they got. There were plays that they, 50-50 balls that they went and got, and that has to do with the crowd. And so kudos to the crowd. And when I say Boise State's students could do a lot more and their fans could do a lot more, this is what I'm talking about right here. So hats off to the herd, the student section here. They did a tremendous job. And so hats off. And for those of you Leon haters, I guess, like Leon can see the comments. So I know you don't care because you're putting them there, but like your players and coach can see the comments on the screen. So they were glancing down, they're seeing the comments. So all the criticism and things, if you're wanting me to be critical, whatever, like Leon saw your comments, they saw your comments. So you got your point across. Feel good about that, I guess, that they saw your comments and your disapproval. Let's see what else we got here on the comments. Mike Burns in the defense. Yeah, I mean, the defense was not good. 80%. I'm not sure I've ever seen 80% in the second half. Not sure I've ever seen, I guess I've seen a 61% before, but 61% for the game, 80% in the second half. They were 16 of 20. They missed 4. Let's see if I can put the stats on the screen here. They missed 4 shots in the second half. I mean, that is pretty incredible that they missed 4 shots in the second half. Let's see if we can put the stats on the screen here so you can see some of those. Here's the stats here. Degenhart, 22 points. Cardenas, 15. Meadow, 12. Buchanan, 13. Boise State shoots 52.9% from the floor, 53%, 14 of 26 from three-point range. That's a huge sign for Boise State. One of the encouraging things, 14 made three-pointers, a season high. They did miss 6 free throws, including those 2 from Cardenas. But that was obviously, the 6 free throws you would have liked to have had back. The 2 that he missed later were key. But 10 of 22 was Utah State from the line. They missed some as well late. You see Foslow, for as good of a player he is, 1 for 7 from the foul line. So rebounds were 30-24. Boise State did have the rebounding edge. And Boise State only committed 10 turnovers in a game with this kind of crowd and this kind of atmosphere. So I know there's not a lot of positives. People don't want to, hear about the positives and do all that. But, it is what it is. What's for fourth meal? Nothing. I am down 30.6 pounds since late October. So I am down over 30 pounds, and there is no fourth meal for me. So I don't know if that was a comment about me, my weight or what. But sorry, Josh, no post-game meal for me tonight. I am on the track to losing some weight here thanks to our friends at Lean Feast. And let's see, another angle of the play, the Martinez shot. Ref hit the 5th arm swing before the ball was out of his hand. Should have been a 5-second call. Let's go check that again. I hadn't seen that. I don't know the answer to that. I think I have that here somewhere. Let's see if this is the correct shot here. Yes, let's take a look here. We'll add this in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I had that at 4. I don't know if he's already counted to 1 or not at this point. Right there is 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4. There may have been a 5th one. I'll see if we have it on this angle. Maybe I don't know when this clock started. Don't have it there either. So if you have another angle, it was maybe the TV broadcast. I apologize. I'm only seeing 4 seconds. There may have been one before, but I did not see that. Should have paid the guy that went to USC more. Well, he's not getting what he thought he was getting. So that's he's doing good at USC, and that this team really misses Max Rice and misses Chibuzo Abo, but that's not why they lost tonight. They made 14 threes. Let's see here. Javen is only going to get better and better. Yep, that's another encouraging sign. 13 points for Javen Buchanan tonight. Let's see here. What else we got here? We're looking through some comments and things. This is the Jacksons Postgame Show. Appreciate that. Javen Buchanan, real talk. Yeah, appreciate you, Mr. Buchanan. Again, you got players' parents watching this chat, and those of you that want to be a tough guy on social media, I hope you realize that you have players watch, family members watching this, and you also have players and coaches themselves watching this during the interviews and things. So Another encouraging sign. 11 guys got to play in this game and played 11 guys. Didn't really have a drop-off. That's promising. 11 guys not only played, they played in the first 12 minutes of the game. I mean, they really went down the bench, and a lot of guys got in, and they certainly, everyone wants to see. Again, it's funny. They want to criticize Leon. He only plays the same 7 guys, never goes to the bench. Then they play 11 tonight. Nobody wants to bring that up. So it is funny how the goalpost moves at times. Let's see. I will be loud and proud on Tuesday. Let's see here. Can for sure win the Mountain West tournament. Agree. Cardenas could be the difference maker for Boise State in the Mountain West tournament. It was rocking if this game was at a neutral site. Don't think Utah State gets it done tonight. Dayton Robinson, who was in the building, dude is impressed by students wearing medical gloves. Well, at least the students were here. Last 2 Boise State games, they had no students. So I give the students credit for at least showing up for a big game. Probably need to go 13-2 the rest of the way to get back in the at-large uphill battle, but the group can. Oh, yeah, it's certainly an uphill battle. I'm not saying this team is going to the NCAA tournament. They have a lot of work to do, no doubt. But, again, they have 5 losses right now. 5 losses would get them in the tournament. If they win the rest of the games, they're in. So to just declare them out when they still have 15 games left is kind of what I say is the craziness. But why they don't, let's see, this team has more to show. Student section needs to step it up. Don't understand why this team doesn't ride Degenhart down low. They're playing that zone. It was just super low, and they had some size, too, on the interior. So I agree with you at times, but against the teams with the bigger, longer guys, sometimes that's tough for him. He doesn't do well against some of the guys with longer arms at times, but I agree at times they could post him up. Let's see what else here. Do you have an opinion on your own personal starting 5? I mean, I think Buchanan's certainly getting back in the mix there. You obviously have Degenhart, Cardenas. I mean, Meadow tonight had played 30 minutes. Stanley had 5 points in 18 minutes, 5 rebounds. I'm trying to see who else on here. I mean, Lockett. I mean, they've kind of figured that out, that that's going to be Lockett. Dylan Anderson only played 6 minutes. I would assume you probably go back to Stanley. Excuse me. You probably go back to Stanley because Dylan Anderson didn't score in 6 minutes. Stanley played 18 minutes. So, that's probably good. Degenhart, Cardenas, Meadow, and then Buchanan, Stanley. I mean, that's probably a pretty good 5. I think Buchanan's done enough to probably get back in the starting lineup. Degenhart looked confident from 3 for the first time in like 2 years. That was encouraging at least. Yeah, that was definitely encouraging. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm talking about. Tyson Degenhart. I think he was 5 of 7. From 3-point range, was taunting the crowd a little bit. He did have 4 fouls, 38 minutes, 22 points for Tyson Degenhart. So another of the many reasons that I think fans should be encouraged after this game, not asking for – and I wish I had more time with our man Dan Dickow before Tyson Degenhart came over because he was like super, again, that's a national commentator on CBS Sports who was laughing and was so mad hearing those comments that he wanted to come on the show, hearing fans ripping on Leon Rice after a game like that. Let's thank a few more sponsors, and we'll continue these comments and these thoughts. Again, Boise State falls 81-79 to Utah State. Lithia Ford Boise, lithiafordboise.com, lithiafordboise.com. The all-wheel drive sale. 6 student athletes rocking NIL deals with them. So return the favor. One of the biggest supporters of Boise State is Lithia Ford of Boise, lithiafordboise.com, lithiafordboise.com. Check them out online, lithiafordboise.com. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. They're donating over $400,000 to student athlete scholarships at Boise State. TacoBellWorks.com, the SON Management Group, the Nicolason family. We appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News, and that food is pretty darn good, and they're hiring as well. So a lot of great things going on with Taco Bell. Check them out, TacoBellWorks.com. If you need a job, Transportation Compliance Service, TransCompService.com, 866-813-7620. Check them out, Transportation Compliance Service, TransCompService.com can help you get into the trucking industry. Fiesta Bowl gear, if you need some, they got it at theblueandorangestore.com. Theblueandorangestore.com. Blueandorangestore.com. Get your Fiesta Bowl gear at the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. Half off your Fiesta Bowl gear at the Blue and Orange Store. The Broncos scored 70 points, so you get a $2 hot dog and fountain drink at Jacksons. $2 for a hot dog and a fountain drink at Jacksons on Monday. You have to have the Let's Go reward app, but you can take advantage of that on Monday with the Broncos getting over 70 points tonight. $2 hot dog and fountain drink at Jacksons. That is on Monday, and that is courtesy of Jackson. Speaking of food, leanfeastmeridian.com. Check them out. 10,000 plus combinations, healthy eating options. They're feeding the basketball team, the football team. They can feed you as well. Leanfeastmeridian.com. Check them out. They deliver anywhere in the Treasure Valley. Leanfeastmeridian.com. And we'll gladly take your voicemails. Get them in. We'll play them on Monday with Mike Prater. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox. Your thoughts on this game or whatever else you got on your mind. MySignatureRoofing.com, covering our community for more than 20 years. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an inspection, an estimate, they got you covered. Signature Roofing, MySignatureRoofing.com. This is the Jacksons Postgame Show. Taking our comments here. Josh Bell can't wait till football. All right, Josh, we'll see you come football season. We'll see JD on Tuesday. Let's see. Did not coach the last 9 seconds of the game. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. They had a play drawn up during the timeout. That's why they did not call a timeout. They went over there and had a play set up for the last play. And then you also heard that Leon was trying to call a timeout. So I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Very disappointed in the loss, no doubt. No doubt. That's a game that you led by 13 points. That's a game that you led for 27 minutes and 52 seconds in a hostile atmosphere on the road. That's a game that you should have won. You definitely should have won that one. But Utah State shoots 80% in the second half, and that's a tough one. But the last 2 games, they've looked much better in terms of the offense. They've done some other things well. So the defense has to get better. But if they can improve the defense, I think that's certainly something that you'd like to see improve. And if the defense does get better, I think this team can still win a lot of games. Why not go for a 2-pointer at the end of the game? Well, there's 7 seconds left, and they're down by 2. And I think I have that play here. Let's take a look at it and see what we're talking about. There's only 7 seconds, and they're playing a zone defense. You can't just drive in. I guess Julian Bowie there maybe had a chance to drive to the hoop. I guess maybe right there, Julian Bowie could have turned the corner and tried to drive. But that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Boise State falling. Derek saying not calling timeout in the final seconds has won us a ton of games the past few years since the defense isn't set. It's funny how folks forget that, Derek. Just want to point out the ones when they lose, when they don't. Offense is up to 43rd at Ken Pom. Never seen them that high. That is one of the higher offenses they've had in a while. So that is certainly a encouraging sign to see the offense where it is. And Bowie hesitated. Can't blame him as a freshman in that situation. No doubt. Not blaming Bowie at all. That was a lot of things that went wrong down the stretch. But you really want to, boil it down. It's right here. It's this shot falling in. The foul being called and the ball rolling in right there. Just an insane roll. And that's just how it goes sometimes. The ball rolls around and goes in, and, they lose the game. So if that shot rolling in there is now going to send them to the CBI and that Leon Rice can't coach, then I guess you guys, that's what it is. So, again, final score 81-79. There was some weird calls. I didn't see the replay. Tyson Degenhart got called for an offensive foul when he shot a 3 at one point because I guess they said he kicked his leg out or something, and then they don't call that one. The refs did not lose Boise State this game. They were in a tough spot because the crowd certainly impacted the game. And like I said earlier, when I get on the fans sometimes, that's why, because the fans can directly impact the game with how loud they are and how crazy they are. I'm not sure on the final defense why Omar didn't pop out there. I mean, you would have left a guy down low, but you are up, 2 at that point. So that was a tough one. Boise State, tough loss. Would have been a huge win. Instead, now they've got to regroup and get off the mat with a game Tuesday against Wyoming. Super tough loss for Boise State on that one. So 81-79 is your final. We appreciate all of our advertisers, all of our paying subscribers for making this happen. Alvaro did miss 2 free throws, but he bounced back and hit that huge 3-pointer to put Boise State in the lead. I think I have a shot of that, by the way, too. This was Alvaro Cardenas. Oh, I have it somewhere here. Now I can't find it here. Now it's 45-46. I'm sorry here, folks. I'll try to find this. I know we're showing a lot of negative shots for Boise State. Let's show the one that went in. 44, I believe. Is this it? Yeah, this is Boise State is down at this point. Alvaro Cardenas, huge three-pointer to put Boise State up at that point. Huge three-pointer for Cardenas. And then Calhoun's strategy is to call a timeout. He's a new coach, got a lot of new players, and he does decide to call timeout there. Leon Rice did not in his situation later in the game, which we talked about. But hats off to Alvaro Cardenas. Huge three right here, puts Boise State up, and they're not able to close it out, not able to get the win, and Boise State does fall 81-79. But again, thank you to all of our paying subscribers, all of our paying advertisers for making this show possible. And even of those of you disagreeing with me, all of the haters, we still appreciate you for watching. We appreciate you for supporting the sponsors. And you know what? If you're unhappy with the loss, that's your prerogative. You're more than happy to voice your opinion. I just disagree with it. And I think that I personally saw a lot of encouraging signs from Boise State in this game, and I feel pretty good about this team moving forward. They're still going to win a lot of games. The three-point shot finally fell. They had some huge things in momentum and battle on the road in one of the most crazy atmospheres I've had in my years of covering the team here. So very rough finish, no doubt about it. Tough, excruciating loss. Going to be a tough trip back to Boise tonight for the team. But I still think personally there's some positives to take away. I think that this team looks like they are finding some things offensively in the last couple of games, and I think they look like they're a team that still can win a lot of games moving forward here. So, you can be disappointed in the outcome, but you can look at the positives, no doubt. And again, it comes down to literally a shot rolling around with 7 seconds left falling in. It was a three-pointer in the corner against Boston College that fell in. Is that bad coaching? Is that bad luck? I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but certainly tough one for Boise State tonight. But in my opinion, a lot of encouraging signs moving forward, and they'll have to regroup in front of a big crowd, hopefully Tuesday at home against Wyoming. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. I've got a story to write, some work still to do here. Going to be a long night on the Bronco Nation news front, but hope you'll subscribe. We're giving away that private jet trip. Don't forget, private jet trip to Las Vegas for the game in February for any paying subscriber. So if you're on the fence about a subscription, if you subscribe now, $50 for a full year, you have a chance to win a private jet trip to next month to Las Vegas, and you get a night at Circa as well. All yearly subscribers are entered in this trip. So we appreciate all of you for your hard-earned money and spending it on Bronco Nation News. We want to return the favor a little bit and give you a chance to win some cool prizes, including a trip to Las Vegas. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, John. It was great talking to Javen. I think he has a bright future, and excited for his future and excited for this team's future. I know some of you guys don't want to hear it, but I'm going to take the it stinks. It sucks. Whatever you want to say. It was a brutal loss, but in the end, that's their 5th loss in the season, and a lot of encouraging signs for this team moving forward, in my opinion, to maybe still go on a run here. So appreciate you guys for watching the show. Thanks a lot. Thanks to Jacksons for the Jacksons Postgame Show. Our title sponsor, of course, is rowpaint.com. We've been broadcasting from the Western Collective Studios. Go check out Western Collective, their Horseshoe Golden Ale, and support the Horseshoe Collective with their Orange Chaos Seltzer, their Horseshoe Golden Ale beer. Again, the final score, 81-79. Boise State falls here in Logan, Utah. Go subscribe, but at a minimum, you just watched a 50-minute show for free on YouTube. So support the sponsors and go, whether it's eating at Taco Bell or Lean Feast or getting your car or switching your bank over to ICCU or Lithia, all of our great sponsors. Please support them and help keep these shows free for you guys on the postgame show. If you missed any of the show, you can go back and watch Leon Rice, the only postgame video of Leon Rice, of Javen Buchanan, or of Tyson Degenhardt is right here on Bronco Nation News. So appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. And go subscribe. You can read my article later tonight. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Boise State back in action against Wyoming. And now's go time. They looked better tonight, but didn't finish the job. Now you got to start racking up some wins, and that needs to happen here in the near future, starting on Tuesday against Wyoming. So have a good rest of your evening. Have a good rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you back in Boise on Monday morning with Mike Prater, the Jacksons Postgame Show from the Western Collective Studios. Again, thanks to our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. Boise State falls 81-79 to Utah State. The Broncos fall to 12-5 overall, 4-2 in Mountain West play, and they'll host Wyoming, as I said, on Tuesday night. We'll talk to you next Monday morning at 9 a.m. with Mike Prater. Tell your friends, like the video, subscribe, share it, all that good stuff. Read my story later on. And we'll talk to you on Monday. Bronco Nation News Live, signing off from Logan, Utah, after an 81-79 loss. BroncoNationNews.com.
Bronco Nation News is presented by RowPaint.com, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, by Lithia Ford, The Blue and Orange Store, Western Collective, by Jacksons, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Bauscher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, by Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and by Timberstone Golf Course.